Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, Baton Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and On Fire Athletes platform powered by GameCoin. Hope your Saturday's off to a great start. And probably be dodging some raindrops today, it appears. So the LSU baseball team wins on Friday night 13-2. They run rule North Alabama, and then the game shortly after its conclusion last night, they announced they are moving today's game to noon. So it was a 6 o'clock game. It's been moved to noon. So try to get it in. As I look at the forecast, though, we'll see, man. I mean, there's rain, 100% chance of rain at 10 a.m. So, I mean, there's rain coming right now. And then it looks like it's clear after that until about 6 o'clock tonight. So, we'll see. Hopefully get this rainstorm come through and then clears up a little bit after that. So, good night for the Tigers. Cade Anderson was awesome. For everyone who's been asking and worrying about Cade Anderson not being able to get past 5 innings, he was great in the 6th. He allowed 1 base runner, struck out 2. It was really good. You mash 6 home runs on a day where Jared Jones was 0 for 5. So there's not going to be many 0 for 5 days for Jared Jones. But on a day where Jones gives you nothing, you still score 13 runs on 13 hits in 6 at-bats, by the way. Remember, you only played 7 innings. You didn't bat in the bottom of the 7th. So you scored 13 runs on 13 hits in 6 at-bats. And you had 6 home runs from 6 different players. John and Josh Pearson both homered. Tanner Reeves homered. Milam homered. Dickinson homered. Who am I leaving off? My apologies to whoever I'm leaving off that homered. Luis Hernandez homered. So a good day for offensively for the Tigers. Really good day for Cade Anderson, who was brilliant. Now, you were against a dramatically overmatched opponent, but what you wanted to see was him get past 5 and still be effective. He was 62. Was I going with 62? Maybe 62. I'm sorry. He threw 92 pitches. That's what I was saying. He threw 92 pitches. I think 60. Hang on. I know Hunt wrote it at LouisianaSports.net. He threw. He threw 92 pitches and 66 were for strikes. There it was. 11 strikeouts, no walks. So command was there. The strikeout stuff was good. He threw strikes, got into the 6th inning, extended to 92 pitches. All very good things. All right, let's say some good morning, Joe. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Confession to make here. I've not yet cold plunged this morning. So if I seem a bit off, brain foggy, that's why. I do have my coffee, but woke up. I a lot of nights go to bed before Erica, and she bathes late, so she'll set my bathtub chiller up for me. And sometimes you got to clear the water out of the hose to make it turn on. Anyway, she clearly didn't do that last night, so I woke up this morning and it wasn't chilled. So I have 4 5-pound ice molds for this purpose. That stay frozen. So like I put those in the tub, turn on the chiller. So I'm letting it chill. So I was like, well, let me just, because the room temp water was like 72. And so I put the ice blocks in there and bumped it down to like 65. They were still melting. And so then the chiller came on. So I was like, let me just see if I can get it down into the 50s. So anyway, I've not cold plunged yet and I feel it. I mean, this is the first time with the morning scone pre-cold plunge in months. I don't even know the last time. Brad David, good morning. What is Murder Giraffe? Did you change your name? We now know the identity of Murder Giraffe, Matthew Bankston. I don't know if you meant to do that, Murder Giraffe, but you did. Matthew Bankston. Murder Giraffe is Matthew Bankston. Put it on the internet. Thomas, what's good, man? Club, good morning. Boys look great last night. They did. should be a fun day today, man. Little day baseball. Tigers play tonight. Basketball regular season finale against Texas A&M. By the way, hat tip to the gymnastics team. If you missed it, they scored a program record last night on senior night. Absolutely amazing. I know I'm probably more of a gymnastics fan than most. 198.575, the highest score. So 198 is the best. Like if you want to always, like, 198 is like the elite benchmark if you ever get to 198. If I'm not mistaken, the high water mark of the season so far was 198.2. They scored a 198.575, the highest score in the country this year. Haley Bryan competed in the all-around for the first time. She had been dealing with a wrist injury. So they got an awesome chance to win another national championship, y'all. I mean, it all comes down to just, having your best score on the final day. But like, if they do that, so it shows what you're capable of, right? So if they do that on the final day, they're going to win another national championship. It's amazing. Hey, what up, Christian? Good morning. Should be able to find any roof leaks with this weather. If you do, you know who to call. We'd love to work with you, man. You know that. Ben Bartow, good morning. Gorilla Ball was back last night. It was, man. 6. That was the first. Who Dat Tigers, what's up? So that was the last time they hit 6 homers in a game was the Super Regional against Kentucky in 23. That was the day T-Bob and I were at Don Juan doing whiskey and wine for the baseball game. Omar, what up, Omar? Can we bring in Daddy Pearson to be hitting coach? Man. Matthew Barbera, what's up? Sorry. Sorry. Almost had like a little situation. All right, anyway. You know that Nate Bargatze bit where he's talking about like going to TSA and his it's like Nate, Nathan, or Nathaniel. Like he's got his things, his ticket says Nate, but his driver's license says Nathan. It was like, you could see how we got there though, right? Anyway, well, so Rivers works with us now, and she's flying to Arizona tomorrow to go shadow one of the companies that we modeled LouisianaSports.net off of, and our sales assistant who booked her ticket put Rivers on her ticket, and her given name is Ashley. So we almost had a Nate. That's what. Anyway, we almost had a Nate Bargatze moment. Matthew Barbera, what's going on? Good morning. Hey, Toki Doki, let's go. Morning, Matt. Drew, pucker up, kiss this baby's. Poor Dale. Poor Dale. I got me feeling bad for Dale. Hey, Justin, when's the media able to attend football? Wednesday is our first availability. So, let's see. They practice today. I might have a few sources who will be at practice today who might float me some info. So, If that happens, we'll let you know. But let's see. No access. They practice Tuesday, no access. Wednesday is our first availability. Then we talked to Brian Kelly after practice. Then Friday, we get access, and then players. Saturday, we can watch the whole practice. Tuesday, we have access. The next Tuesday, the 18th, we have practice. Thursday, no access. Then they have the coaches clinic. Saturday, the following Saturday, we get to watch. It gives us a lot of availability, man. Let's see, 20 minutes pro day, 20 minutes. We get to talk to Sloan and Baker in week 4. Yeah, it's funny. On Saturday the 12th, the spring game, it says we get to talk to BK post-event. It doesn't say post-spring game or post-game. It just says post-event. So curious what they'll do there. Kelly Groves, good morning. Alex Day, morning. Hopefully Irons can get off to a faster start today. Ryan, morning, Matt. Dominant game from Morrow yesterday, 36-14. Hopefully they get revenge on Texas today. Yep. This is a good day, man. Kim Mulkey said they may not win another game without Flaugier, but scored 101 points on Florida yesterday. That's a program record for the SEC tournament. Most points LSU's ever scored in an SEC tournament game. So see if they go get another dub today, man. Carl the Cat, the home run little brother Pearson was destroyed 422 feet. Yeah, man. I would say that the one thing I would still like to see, and you're running out of opportunities here because you basically got today, tomorrow, and then Wednesday against Xavier. I would really like to see John Pearson get a start at third base. All he has done every time they give him a pinch hit opportunity is hit. And it reminds me an awful lot of Cade Beloso in 2023. Now, Beloso was a fifth-year guy who had played a bunch, and John Pearson is a freshman. But John Pearson is hitting 500. He's had 6 at-bats. He's got 3 hits. He scored 2 runs. He has a homer, 5 RBI. He's walked twice with 1 strikeout. He's got an on-base percentage of .625. Like, every time you've given him an opportunity, he delivers. He's batting 500. So I would like to see him get a start and see if you give him 5 at-bats in a game, what it looks like, and see if he can handle third defensively. So, yes, I would like to see that. Hey, Eli, let's see, Matt, tell me why I have a feeling that by mid-next year, we'll be talking about how did the Saints let Paulson walk in free agency. I think they're going to re-sign Paulson Adebo. But at the same time, they did draft Kool-Aid McKinstry. So you've got Kool-Aid and Alontae Taylor. In theory, I might really like to see Alontae Taylor kick back and play safety and have Adebo and Kool-Aid be your boundary corners. You need to get younger and more athletic at safety. I think Alontae Taylor could be that. So I think they're going to re-sign Paulson Adebo. I do. Aaron, morning, Scone, fellow Sconers from Fuqua, Varina, North Carolina, ripping out fence posts while listening. Thanks for being there, Aaron. Appreciate you, man. Back-to-back Aarons. What up, Aaron Hornsby? Hey, Christian, good morning. Tuning in for the first time this week. Been a lung infection, man. Hope you're on the mend, man. Hope you're on the mend. Hey, Abner, good morning. Thomas, Shabbat Shalom, good morning. Bam is burning, good morning. Club, girls basketball looked great last night, especially after coming off the 2-loss streak. Yeah. I'm not super worried about the loss. The Alabama game was disappointing because you let it get away. Well, I mean, I guess both did. I mean, the Alabama game, you lost in overtime. And then the Ole Miss game, you're up 15 in the third quarter, and you lost. But again, you were up 15 in the second half without Flaugier. So they're going to be fine, man. They're going to be fine. Rest Flaugier, get her back. Go play your best in the tournament, make a run. Hey, Tom, good morning. 2 tickets for basketball today free. If anybody wants them, there you go. I would guess they're mobile tickets, digital tickets, Tom. So anybody wants them, there you go. Holler at Tom. Brian, good morning from Columbia, Louisiana. Quentin Breakbill, good morning. Toki Doki, even better because my dad's name is Dale. Dale is also John C. Reilly's character in Step Brothers, which is fun. Brant, good morning. LSU about to be clicking on all cylinders in time for SEC play. Let's go. And it helps that you start SEC play with Missouri, who's the worst team in the league. Do you think they will ever put all chairbacks in the box? Brian, I wish they would. I think, if you do that, you're probably going to reduce capacity. Not probably, you will. I think they should do the same thing in Tiger Stadium, by the way. You'll reduce capacity, but so much of trying to get people to come out is amenities and experiences and premium seating. And you could charge more for premium seating. So I hate to say that. Like, I wish they would put in chairbacks all throughout the venue, get rid of the bleachers, and charge more. In Tiger Stadium, I especially think that because it would reduce capacity, and you need to reduce capacity because you're never going to put 102,000 people. It's never going to be like a full, true capacity crowd ever again. So, yes, I would love to see them do that. Like, I think they need to reduce capacity. I've said this for years now. I wish they would take the East Upper and demolish it at Tiger Stadium and build a platform outdoor like party deck where people could it just standing room only, and you have like a big restaurant bar up there with tall top tables, TVs everywhere, and people could look. You could see the game from that party deck, and you could have food. Like, that would be such a cool way to watch the game. Or demolish that, build another deck of suites. Who wants to sit at the top of the East Upper? You're just never going to fill it. Blair, let's see. Any former LSU defensive lineman who made switch to coaching, you can get perspective from. Bo Davis. Corey Raymond's not a defensive lineman, but he's former LSU player. You have those examples. It's just odd. The Kyle Williams thing is strange because he's never coached in college. It's not that he's an alum. It's just that he's never been a college football coach. So that's the risk, is you're taking a guy that's never coached in college and giving him a full-time job on one of the top 10 programs in America. By the way, shout out, I was at the Titan Combat last night at LeBear's, the MMA fights. I didn't stay for the whole card. Because I want to get home, watch the rest of the baseball game, and help put Drew to bed and stuff. But Brian Kelly was there, Frank Wilson was there, J.R. Belton, Jordan Arcemont, a lot of the LSU support staff was there. A couple of guys I recognize, but I don't know. And I got to meet Donovan Tate last night as well. Great dude. What a story. But anyway, he's the new director of recruiting for LSU, Donovan Tate is. So remember, J.R. Belton, who was director of recruiting, got promoted to director of football operations when Jazz Smith left, was let go. Jazz was gone, JR got promoted, and then Donovan got promoted to JR's role. So got to meet. So he's LSU's new director of recruiting. I got to meet him last night. Great dude, man. My goodness, like just him just telling me his whole life story and journey from being from Hattiesburg, and his mom passed when he was young. When JUCO route, played at Nichols. Was getting into coaching after 6 months at his first job. Staff got let go. He was still enrolled at Nichols getting his master's, so it was kind of like, say homeless, but like sleeping, crashing with a friend when he could, when he was in town, back and forth. He didn't really have anyway. And kind of got his break in coaching, and now he's LSU's director of recruiting at 36 years old, and incredible story. I mean, just think, in it for the right reasons. You could tell it's a really good dude, man. Like they got a really good support staff, man. Like J.R. Belton's an awesome guy. Jordan Arsamont, I know pretty well. Again, first time I got to meet Donovan Tate, but great dude. I mean, they have a really, you can understand why. I mean, it's easy to say LSU recruits itself. That is easy to say. And there's a lot of things about LSU that are appealing for all the reasons we all know. But a lot of times, the young guys, the prospects develop relationships not only with coaches, but with the recruiting staff. And those are the ones that so often they're doing roster management or in communication with the players all the time too. So LSU's assembled a really good recruiting staff. Brant, see if Einstein gets solid 5 to 6 today with limited free passes. I would agree with that. I would say I want to see, look, we know Einstein is effective, but I want to see is efficient. That's the word I'm going to keep using. I want to see him be efficient. Let's see if he can get through 5 innings in under 70 pitches. Like that's a good target. You want to be in the 12 to 15 pitch range per inning. So you want to be in the 60 to 75 pitch range. So let's see if he can get through 5 in fewer than 70 pitches. Like that would be a good thing to see. Michael Cook, good morning. Brian, John Pearson reminds me of Tommy Tanks. Looks like him. The build is similar. But Tommy White did lose a lot of weight last year. But Tommy White also proved with that build he could play third base. And let's see if John can do the same thing. Hey, Omar, John does not get cheated at the plate. Hits the baseball hard. That's true. Christopher Merrill, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Been a minute, man. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Manny, good morning. Big John Pearson so far is terrific. Hope to see him get a chance to play the hot corner soon. I agree. I'll say it again for those who missed. It's the one thing still that I would like to see at this point is to see John get a start at third base. Let him go get 5 ABs in a game. Let him go. Let's see what that looks like. Hey, Blair, any former defense? Sorry, yeah, asked that one. Bronco Nation, hope you and your family have a blessed day. Thank you so much. I think we're all pulling for Kyle for sure, man. Matt, you have some static coming through the mic. Check 1 2, check 1 2. One, two, check. Is that better? I wonder if it was this. If it was the headsets. Is that better? Are y'all still hearing the static? Is anybody else? Is anybody else hearing static? Please just comment. Please just comment. Is anybody else hearing static on the mic? Just yes or no. Huh. Get static on the mic? Huh. If y'all ever hear something like that, let me know. Let's see. Hope you and your family have a blessed day. Thank you so much. I think we're all pulling for Kyle for sure, man. Matt, you have some static? Hi. So I hate to say that. Like, I wish they would put in chair backs all throughout the venue, get rid of the bleachers, and there's a little bit. In Tiger Stadium, I especially think that because it would reduce capacity, and you need to reduce capacity because you're never going to put 102,000 people. It's never going to be like a full. So I see what you're saying, like crowd ever again. So, usually that's when you have a wire cross somewhere, which would cause that. I'm looking to see if I have. Well, it doesn't sound terrible, so hopefully y'all can. If it's okay, let's just move on with the show, and I'll see if I can find what's going on there after the show. Here you go, Dale. Parish Construction and Roofing.
At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Okay, Parish Construction and Roofing. Remember, if you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. If you need a roof, call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, restoredmotions.com. Remember, for Unique Physique, if you're having trouble with weight loss, semaglutide or zeppetide, it's the GLP-1 medication, the once-a-week injections for weight loss. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Do the whole thing over telemed. They'll ship your medicine anywhere in the lower 48. So no matter where you're watching or listening, Unique Physique can help. Go to uniquephysique.com. Brant, you see Tennessee complete that combined no-hitter last night. Vitello's trending to being the best coach in the country over Jay. I think they're very similar. I did not see that last night in Tennessee. I'm guessing Liam Doyle pitched, who is awesome. And I don't know who they played. Travis, good morning. Toki Doki. I know he doesn't. Hey, John, good morning. Beautiful golfing day in Austin. Hit him straight, John. Hope you're doing great, man. Good to hear from you. Tell us about our football Tigers. What's the upcoming schedule? What should we be paying close attention to? I'd love to see a new running back and second string quarterback. Yeah, so spring ball starts this morning. They might be done actually on the practice field already this morning. But spring practice this morning. All your transfers are here. Some of the freshmen early enrollees, your 5 stars, DJ Pickett, Harlan Berry, Carius Kern are here. Meaty gets first look at the squad on Wednesday. It'll be our first availability to look at them. Give you some observations then. So Michael Van Buren, you mentioned backup quarterback. That'll be interesting. We're all assuming Colin Hurley is still not back with the team. Again, haven't put eyes on it. We haven't had media availability. So, anyway, wait, let me see if I can find something out real quick. Let's see. I've been thinking about that. The East needs to happen. So, Rob, as far as deconstruction, the East Upper, what I've been told is it would be more expensive to deconstruct the East Upper than it would cost too much to be worth doing. Like it would be a 7-figure project to demolish the East Upper because they'd have to take it down in pieces. Because remember, right behind there you have the journalism building and Hodges Hall, and you have all those classroom buildings. Right, you couldn't just explode. It would have to be taken down piece by piece. It'd be a massively expensive project. Darren Reeves, more Matt, headed to BR from Pensacola. Going to tour LSU's campus Monday with my daughter. Start school in the fall. Awesome. Going to the baseball game. Staying at the Watermark. Love it. So good. So good. So good. Darren, first of all, you're going to love the Watermark. It is amazing. I don't know if you are a drinker. If you are, make plans to have a cocktail at the bar. Just to sit at the bar and the vibe there is really cool. It's open air. The Gregory's right behind you, and you have these giant windows where you'll be able to see foot traffic around downtown, which is pretty cool. You do brunch at the Gregory, which is in the lobby. It's awesome. Would highly recommend. Just explore the hotel. Go down the marble stairs into the basement where you can see all the bank vaults they've made into the different private dining areas and meeting rooms. Just if they might have it roped off, but just see if they'll let you go explore. It's such a cool place. And man, I don't know, Darren, did you? If that's assuming you've never been, maybe you have been. Darren, I don't know if you went to LSU, but touring the campus is awesome. Even if you were a student there, having a guided tour of LSU's campus, I would recommend that to anybody, because when you go on the guided tour, you're going to get an explanation of so many things that you've seen, no doubt, dozens, hundreds, thousands of times, but getting an explanation of it is even cooler, and maybe finding nooks and crannies of the campus that you otherwise wouldn't. So I would always recommend taking a guided tour. I tell you, when I transferred to LSU, again, spending my whole life on campus, going to games and everything, when I transferred to LSU, I was back in town for like spring break from Holy Cross, and I went and took a tour. I was transferring to LSU. I knew it, but I went and took a guided tour as someone who's about to be a student. It was the first time I'd ever done it. I fell in love again. It was awesome. I love it. I would recommend it to anybody. Brad David, you excited or dreading time change? Spring forward. I'd prefer more daylight. It also means we're getting closer to pool season. Hey, Gulf South, local store in River Ridge has a bottle of Weller Millennium, 7,700. Yeah. There's just nothing worth that deal. You and I both know it. Got it. Robbie, morning. Let's see. I think the 86 Bears were the greatest Super Bowl champion in NFL history, with the defense under the late Buddy Ryan, stars like punky QB Jim McMahon, the late Walter Payton. Who do you think was the greatest Super Bowl champion? Yeah, I mean, everybody starts with the 85 Bears. January 86, but it's the 85 Bears for the team, yes. 85 Bears. I think the best team in NFL history was the 2007 New England Patriots that were 18-0 and lost the Super Bowl to the Giants. But they won't be remembered for that. They'll be remembered for losing to the Giants. But that was as dominant a football team as we've ever seen. Love it. Hey, Ryan, good morning. Does it seem like LSU's football program has become a little too free in the area of hiring first-time hires? So, Ryan, you're asking the right question. And listen, I have presented both sides of the coin every opportunity I've gotten. I love bringing in Kyle Williams for all the reasons everybody does. Great former Tiger from Louisiana, loves the state, loves LSU, has a connection to Ahmad Bro, Aiden Anding, coaching high school football in the state the last 5 years. I pointed out, like, it's not the first time LSU's hired a high school coach directly to the staff. Jabbar Jalouk, after Frank Wilson left to become the head coach at UTSA, Jabbar Jalouk was hired straight out of, I think he was coaching Carr at the time, to be the running backs coach. So, like, it's not a first, but I mean, it's a fair question to ask. I mean, you're giving a guy his first ever college coaching job at a place like LSU, which is a big risk. And I'll tell you, the other thing is they're paying him $700K, which I think Wilson Alexander reported that yesterday from The Advocate. That surprised me, because I thought this was going to be a deal where, you're certainly paying dramatically less than the 1.25 that you were paying Bo Davis. But, when you look at, for example, the reason the Gerald Chapman deal fell through, Gerald Chapman, let me not say the reason, one of the reasons the Gerald Chapman deal fell through is he had about a three, I'll tell you the exact number. It was $360,500 was Gerald Chapman's buyout at Florida. And LSU didn't want to pay it. And Gerald Chapman didn't want to pay it. So you had a non-starter right there. Like, LSU in the rev share era is not really in the business of just setting a match to $360,000 to paying a buyout for a coach from another school. So, I mean, if you were going to pay Gerald Chapman $700 and then have to, assuming that was Kyle's number, and then you had to pay another $362, then you're going over $1 million. And was it worth it? I guess not. Anyway, all right, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. We appreciate y'all for being there. See, so that's, you say when I talk and touch the table is when you hear the static. My arms are on the table at all times. Like I keep my forearms on the desk. I mean, I'll try to, like, all right, I'm taking my arms completely off the table, and I'm just going to touch the computer. This is really uncomfortable. But y'all tell me if I'm going to go to the end of the comments. I'm going to talk. I'm completely off the table. Tell me if you hear the static at all now. Tell me if you hear the static at all now. Yeah, by the way, Travis said, I only noticed it when you mentioned it, the static. So like now it's going to be like one of those things where you only noticed it when we mentioned it. Now you can't unhear it. It's going to be like the only thing people focus on. So I think it was Go Tigers who mentioned the static first. So thanks for that, Go Tigers. All right, I'm talking a bunch. I'm not touching. Are y'all hearing any intermittent static at any point? Anybody? That'd be interesting if that was it, if it was grounding. I wonder, it's got to be a wire crossed somewhere. What's causing it? Okay. All right, I'm going to put my arms back on the table. My arms are back on the table. Now y'all tell me if you start hearing the static again with my arms back. Y'all hearing it? Okay. All right. Let's see. Get a few more in here. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post. 59 down, 60 tomorrow. Crank it up, Dale. Aaron Hornsby, you were the best I've trolled from time to time. Gonna have that stuck in my head all day at work. Probably start humming it. We, by the way, did just put it in a big order for Parrish hats. Tons of requests for them. Kenneth, question, Matt. These NIL deals players get, how does it get paid out? Is it one lump sum? Broke it down by game? Really good question. So that's going to vary school by school. I can tell you that for LSU, through their collective, most of them, you will get an amount up front, and then it is month to month. You get a monthly check. So they have a ledger with who gets what monthly, and it gets paid out from the collective. And so it's 12 months, right? Not just during the season, it's 12 months. All right, club. Appreciate you, man. Hey, Amy, good morning. Hey, Dad, good morning. Wendell Norman, good morning. Patrick McKenzie, morning, Matt. Excuse me. As good as Caden Durham was last year at times, do you think Harlan Berry come and start some games? I don't know that Harlan Berry is going to start. I absolutely think Harlan Berry is going to play a lot. And not just because he's a dynamic runner. He is an elite pass catcher. Like, he could be a receiver. If they wanted to move him to receiver, he could play receiver. And Harlem, I'm going to tell you what, man. I got to meet Harlem and his dad whenever we did the photo shoot for the video shoot for Duplessis. I don't know if y'all remember that last year, but Duplessis Pool Builders, who's a sponsor, they did NIL deals with Kyron and with Harlan Berry. And so on a Sunday, I went and sat with those guys by one of the pools that Duplessis built. We did kind of a Q&A. And so I got to spend some time with Harlem and with his dad, who they drove up from New Orleans. Harlem's dad's a fan of the show, which was cool. But fascinating story. So, like, Harlem's dad, when he was real young, like 13, it was a wrong crowd type thing. Ended up, I don't know all the details, but, ended up doing time. And he's basically, let's put Harlem in private school. That's why I would say Mayor's Episcopal is like, because you're not going down the path I went. So he's very transparent, as I understand, about that. And to keep Harlem on the straight and narrow. Harlem is such a good kid, man. Like, I'll tell you, like you can talk. I mean, over the course of my career, like you talk to so many high school kids, and you realize it's one of the reasons, y'all, why I don't like or try so hard not to criticize high school or college athletes, because when you talk to them, like, you watch on TV and sometimes you see these like big hulking people that have these amazing physical abilities, but when you talk to them, you realize, man, that young person is 17 years old. And you start thinking of what you were like at 17. You realize, man, I was an idiot at 17. We all were. And 18 and 19 and 20. Like, think about how many dumb nights you had in college at Tigerland doing stupid stuff or what. Just as an adult now, you look back and go, what an idiot. But you're not an idiot. You're just young. So when you have guys that are very mature emotionally, it's obvious. They stand out even more. I'm telling you, Harlem Berry is a very emotionally mature young guy. For all the success he's had, very humble. And the other thing I'll tell you is sitting down and having, an hour to talk with him or whatever we did. He's very thoughtful. Like when he gives answers, it's not the regurgitation of talking points that a lot of guys get into and not full of cliches. He's very thoughtful with his answers. He's just an impressive young guy, man. I'm obviously pulling for. I want all the Tigers to do well, of course, but that's a young guy that has everything by way of physical ability, right? 5-star, number 1 running back, all that stuff. But he's got a great support system at home with parents who are keeping him grounded, making sure he follows the right path. And then you have a really mature, humble, thoughtful kid. Like if you had the chance to sit down and talk to Harlem Berry for 10 minutes, you come away and go, man, that's an easy guy to pull for. They're not all like that. He's one of them. Hey Lou, Box needs to add about 5,000 more seats. It's going to be a madhouse when Tennessee comes down. And they don't need to add 5,000 seats. You don't need to add 50% capacity. I was bragging about LSU's championship as a whole over the past quarter century or so, and some Texas fans were pounding their chest about winning multiple Directors' Cups. No, Directors' Cups are not relevant. That's the Directors' Cup is literally just your commitment financially to non-revenue sports. Like Stanford wins a ton of those. Texas, because Stanford has like 50-something Division I sports. So they score for the Directors' Cup in every sport, even though in the major sports they're never relevant. So no. Okay, cool. That was all the static stuff. Let's see. Ryan, I think I always have guys grinding their teeth before every snap. Has to be a wire. There's a wire crossed somewhere with the mic. I'll trace it and see what might be causing it. What about pair of Speedo and thongs? So yesterday on AFR, Theriot said we're getting a big shipment of hats in, and I mentioned how much people love. A lot of y'all mentioned the hoodie, right? The sort of fluorescent hoodie the parish hoodie that I wore, and honestly, those hoodies were just like. They're just warm hoodies that we gave to our crews. So when they're on the job in the cold weather, we want them wearing parish gear. So normally during the summer, they wear long sleeve, dry fit shirts. They don't want short sleeves because of the sun. Like you want your arms protected, as much as your skin protected as possible. So you wear the dry fit stuff, right? So, but then when it's cold, we still want them in parish gear. So we bought a bunch of parish hoodies. I swiped one out of the closet and I wore it here. People are like, I love that. And so Terry was like, should we order more? I'm like, well, winter's over. He's like, so we should get summer stuff. And I was like, maybe like a pair of swimsuits. He's like, what about Speedos? I was like, of course you would say that. And I said, what about like thong sandals or like slides, pair of slides? That'd be cool. Brett, good morning. Since you're a grammar nerd, how do you feel about people pluralizing people's names? The Peyton Mannings, the Tom Bradys. I hate this so much. I mean, that's not grammatically incorrect. I just think, as an example, as an illustration, it's kind of lazy to say like the Peyton Mannings of the world because there aren't many Peyton Mannings. Like, give me a list of people that you're comparing to. Like, if you're going to say, instead of saying I would put him up there with the Peyton Mannings and the Tom Bradys, I would be very direct and say I would put him in a class with Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Bart Starr, whoever, not whatever. But you understand my point. Tom, thank God there weren't cell phone videos, everything back then, talking about trouble. Chris Stanfield was impressed with the interview the other day. It's funny. He talks like a surfer, bro. He's very laid back cadence. Yeah. Stanfield was great. I really enjoyed talking to him too. Chance, John Pearson has a body by Beloso physique. Jake, maybe your chiller is causing static. It's in the other room. I don't think that's it. Chance, Terry's house looks amazing. Afraid to see the sticker price though. Well, it's on the thing. I think it's listed for $915. So Terrio's selling his house. So very candidly, they lived in Riverbend, but they wanted the girls to play soccer at Parkview, so they had to move. So they did. I mean, they moved into Parkview's district, so they could be eligible. So they have their house in Parkview's district, but they had never sold their Riverbend house because they were going through some renovations and stuff. Anyway, so they're selling it now. So Theriot yesterday on AFR, the whole 2 hours, like every segment, he was sneaking in buyryanshouse.com, which there's no website buyryanshouse.com, but he's trying to sell it. So, and he told me he did get 2 showings off the show yesterday. I'll follow that. So 2 people wanted to come see it. So, yeah, it's listed for $915. So if anybody knows anybody wants to live in Riverbend, Terriot's house is for sale. It's gorgeous. It's 5-bedroom. They have an apartment over the garage, which doesn't count toward, as I understand it, the footage or a bedroom, because like you have to leave. I learned this yesterday. Apparently, as they count it, you can't leave AC and then re-enter. So you have to go into the garage, then into the apartment above the garage. So that because there's no AC in the garage, you're leaving AC to go then into AC. So it doesn't count as connective. Anyway, otherwise the footage would be even more. But anyway, it's a beautiful house. Of course it is. I mean, Riverbend's a great neighborhood. It's right by LSU. It's a great house. So anyway, anybody's looking for a house in Riverbend or know someone who is, tell them Terry is selling his house. Ryan living in Arkansas. I got guys pounding their chest about having the most titles in the SEC 90% of shit. Yes. They've got a great track program. They have for a long time. All right, let's wrap this thing up, y'all. 10:18. Hopefully my water is chilled by now. I'm going to get my cold plunge. Thanks for being here, y'all. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Remember, we got a noon first pitch for LSU and North Alabama. A little dark over here right now. Sky's getting a little dark. Hopefully it passes and they get this game in. So anyway, all right. Y'all have an, let's see. Eugene said, Matt, the worst people making a family's last name possessive when it's not called for. We had a wonderful time with the Mannings. Yes, you don't need the apostrophe. You just add the S. You're just pluralizing it. Yeah, you don't need the apostrophe. You just add the S. And then the other thing people mess up a lot too is when there is an S on the end of the last name, you do add apostrophe S. So it's S apostrophe S. So like if your last name is Stevens, it would be the Stevenses. I know that sounds weird, but that's grammatically how you would do it. Okay. All right, let's get out of here. Y'all have one more call for it. Tom has tickets for tonight's basketball game. If anybody wants to go, LSU against Texas A&M, he's giving them away for free. Tom, do you want to drop your email or something? If people are interested, they could shoot you an email. Or just well, I could say message him on YouTube there, but anyway, if anybody wants Tom's basketball tickets for tonight, he's giving them away for free. Just drop Tom a note. Okay, let's get out of here. Y'all have an awesome day. We'll see you. Peace.